Hey everyone, Wags here from Eagle Dynamics, and in this DCS F-16C Viper video, we'll be taking a look at ECM, or Electronic Countermeasures. And we'll be starting with the ALQ-184 short pod, but then later we'll follow that up with a long pod version, as well as the ALQ-131 pod. So as you might imagine, ECM operations are done here through the ECM control head here on the left console. In the top left corner, we have the power switch. When it's fully forward, it's in operate mode, everything is energized and ready to transmit. If it's in the middle standby position, everything's powered on, but it cannot transmit. And if we go to the off position aft, everything is de-energized. Let's go back to operate. To the right of that, we have the transmit switch, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And then to the right of that, we have buttons 1 through 5 and a blank. And these correspond to the 6 power transmit modules on the pod. And to activate or deactivate power to them, you can simply press down and release. When they're pressed, they have power. You'll note that they have amber S's indicating that the module is in standby mode. We can do a bit, testing the lights, as well as, of course, adjusting the brightness of those indications. So, back to the transmit switch. There are 2 primary modes of ECM with these pods. First, there's SPJ, or Self-Protection Jammer. And what that means is if you are locked up by a hostile radar, whether it's an air-to-air radar or a SAM radar, the system would automatically transition from active mode to transmit mode and attempt to break that lock. And if it succeeds, then it would transition automatically from transmit back to active. So it's only going to transmit when it has an active lock detected. And this is positions 1 and 2 on the transmit switch. Additionally, up here on the CMDS, in the mode, it must be either in semi or auto modes. So again, we can see right now it's in standby, but to have it in active mode and ready to go to transmit mode if it gets locked, we'll go aft on the CMS switch. Now we see A's. If I got locked up now, which we'll see here in a bit with an example, you would then see a blue T for transmit, as well as the green ECM light here would illuminate as well. To go back to standby, we'll go right on the CMS switch. Now position 3 is the second primary mode, and this is a noise barrage jammer. Now, unlike an SPJ, which would only transmit when you get locked, with the noise jammer, you can essentially turn it on and leave it on. And as you might imagine, what that does is it's more preemptive in that it would deny a radar range information of where you are. At the same time, though, it pretty much highlights you of, hey, look at me. So it's pros and cons, pros and cons. In order to go from standby to transmit, we'll go manual on the CMDS panel mode, and now go aft on CMS switch, and we have the blue T's indicating that the ECM is now transmitting, and we also have the green transmit light up here. To go back to standby, essentially turn it off, we'll go right on CMS. Okay, so let's take a look at this in operation. Okay, so in this example, I'm in position 1. I'm going to go aft on CMS. SPJ is now active. And if I get locked by this SA-10 up ahead, it'll automatically go to transmit mode. So use transmit light, blue T's, and now the ECM is trying to break that lock. Lock broken. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Thanks.